In a quiet Seoul neighborhood, Pietro ran a small bookstore. At 60 years old, he looked like any tired old man, leaning on daily medication to keep cancer at bay. No one could imagine this frail man was once the world's most feared killer, with a bounty of 7.6 billion won on his head. Pietro had killed countless targets. Even the most elite mercenary teams in the world trembled at his name. While other children played with toy guns, Pietro had been assembling real firearms at age 10. While his classmates chased first loves, he learned to eavesdrop on top-secret intelligence until his ears bled. He was a Russian-trained assassin who had taken down powerful officials and survived countless terrorist organizations. For decades, he served South Korean conglomerates as their personal executioner. But one day the young heir of the company decided Pietro was too old, too sick, a machine to be thrown away. Discarded and alone, Pietro opened a bookstore to live out the last chapter of his life in peace, taking his medicine every day and letting go of regret. He'd given 50 years of service without ever even keeping a photo of himself. That was his one sadness. Then everything changed. One day, a high school girl stepped into the shop, claiming she needed study books for her siblings. When Pietro turned to help her, he felt the unmistakable presence of death. The girl was already lunging with a knife. But Pietro only needed one glance, a razor-sharp gaze that froze her on the spot, making her realize instantly who would die if she attacked. Before Pietro could react further, 2 more assassins appeared between the bookshelves. They had come to kill the girl if she failed. A plan B. As Pietro tried to stand, he realized his torso was bleeding from a hidden wound. The girl was taken hostage in a heartbeat. Pietro wanted to save her, but his aging, sick body wouldn't move properly. Then came a familiar face. A tall man in a trench coat, a blue-ringed octopus tattoo wrapped around his arm. Octopus, South Korea's #1 jiu-jitsu master. "My boss is uncomfortable with you living, Pietro," he said calmly. "That bounty, 7.6 billion, is the same amount you worked your whole life to earn. So please die by my hand." Octopus men grabbed Pietro, beating him into the shelves, then tossing him into a corridor. As they moved closer to finish him, a flashbang went off, Pietro's small gift to them. By the time their eyes adjusted, he had vanished. Pietro limped into a rainy park, bleeding and gasping, his mind torn. 50 years of slaughter had left him empty. The fortune he had amassed was meant to go to his one beloved, yet the conglomerate had stolen it. As he collapsed on the wet grass, he thought it might be the end. But then, a strange moment. When Pietro next opened his eyes, he was staring at a face in a mirror. A young man's face, 20 years old, yet carrying the same cold eyes. The bullet wound was gone, and even the cancer had vanished. His strength, his skills, all there inside this rejuvenated body. Soon after, 2 subordinates hunting Pietro entered the park. They saw the young man and scoffed. "This is no place for kids." Pietro simply nodded. "Take me to Octopus." They laughed. "Then you must die." The ponytailed subordinate threw a punch. Pietro caught it one-handed, crushing the bones. The other man lunged with a knife, but Pietro hammered 5 quick strikes to his side, dropping him instantly. The ponytail man tried again, grabbing a knife, but Pietro spoke calmly. "Third-rate killers use knives. Second-rate use fists. First-rate killers use anything." Pietro snatched up an octopus tentacle from a food stall, using it like a whip to disarm the blade and then wrap around the man's neck, flinging him into a boiling soup pot with a splash. He picked up a fallen photo from the sidewalk, his first photo, ever. "A good shot," he whispered. "Shame the old me is dead." Next, Pietro walked into a public restroom where 2 Western thugs smoked despite a no-smoking sign. "This is a non-smoking area," he reminded them. "Get lost," the big man sneered, slapping Pietro. Pietro calmly locked the door behind them. He still had the heart of a 60-year-old, and wanted them to learn respect. The big man charged, only to receive a devastating liver punch, followed by a throat strike so quick he died without a sound. The other man froze in terror. "You're holding the knife wrong," Pietro scolded him. Panicking, the man charged, but Pietro snatched the blade mid-swing, reversed it, and pretended to stab him, but stopped short. "If I wanted, you'd have died 3 times already," Pietro said coldly, making the man wet himself. Changing into their clothes, Pietro checked his phone. His bank account had been emptied. That fortune, saved over half a century, was stolen. He thought of the orphanage that raised him, now the headquarters of the Glory Club, a massive crime cartel. Pietro had given them everything. Now he would destroy them piece by piece. Meanwhile, Octopus was in a warehouse, waiting. "You came alone?" asked his target, a Glory Club fixer. "I only need myself," Octopus answered. Dozens of mercenaries rushed out of the shadows. Octopus twisted, flexed, moved like liquid, snapping limbs and choking men unconscious with impossibly fluid jiu-jitsu. Finally he faced his target, head turned backward, body locked, eyes like a serpent, and ended him with one bone-shattering strike. Later that evening, Pietro, now young and dangerous again, entered a VIP restaurant. Octopus was there, expecting a stranger. "Do you have a reservation?" the waiter asked. "No," Pietro answered, "but I have a score to settle, about 7.6 billion won's worth." Octopus grinned. "If you know about that, you're not leaving alive." Pietro sat down. "There are 3 options," Octopus said, holding up fingers. "Tell me where Pietro is, die here or—" Option 3. "Nobody survives." Option 3. Pietro's eyes gleamed. Option 3. "I am Pietro." Octopus burst out laughing. "Tell me how you're related to Pietro," he demanded. "If you really want to know," Pietro said softly, "then come kill me." Before the waiter could react, Pietro flicked a chopstick through the air, piercing the man's neck. Blood sprayed. Octopus stood, shocked at this skill from such a young face. But he drew his gun anyway. Pietro blocked the bullets with a table, though chili oil splashed on the floor, making Octopus think it was blood. Pietro vanished. From above a pillar, Pietro spat chili oil in Octopus's eyes, then struck with a perfect combination of attacks, ending with an uppercut that sent Octopus sprawling. But Octopus was a monster too. Even with his neck twisted, he grabbed Pietro's ankle, locking his joints with impossible flexibility, tightening like a viper, threatening to snap his bones or choke him out. Their deadly dance had only just begun. Pietro has met another monster who can match his strength. Who do you think will win his fight? Subscribe to watch the next part of this video.